the Hidden Leaf's founding festival. Lanterns, laughter, ninja celebrating under a full moon. Then the chakra in every shinobi ignites. Wrong. Screams replace laughter as flesh pales and eyes glow red. A shinobi convulses mid-step. His skin turns gray. His mind empties, and he lunges at a friend with mindless hunger.
This can't be real. I didn't train. I never even activated my chakra this month.
A ghoul shambles past. Its face once a classmate's. Now only drool and dead red eyes. A screen blazes before Asahi's eyes. System alert. Class selection active. All options are grayed out, except one.
Necromancer. Forbidden. What choice do I have?
The moment his finger touches the text, purple chakra erupts. A skull sigil burns into the air. Class selected.
What have I done?
Then, the final cold message. Survivors, 1. But before the apocalypse, Asahi was known for one thing only: his cowardice.
They mocked me for skipping training. 2 weeks without activating my chakra.
The memory of his sensei's glare burned the snickers when he failed the basic clone jutsu. The present snapped back. He stumbled into a ruined street and froze. A familiar spiky-haired corpse lay in the rubble. Riku.
Riku, you were the only one who never called me a coward, and now you are gone.
His hand shook as purple sparks gathered above Riku's still chest. He pressed his palm down. Threads of necromantic chakra pierced Riku's heart. The corpse arched, then rose, eyes snapping open with a violet glow.
I can feel him. His chakra. His jutsu. It's all mine to command.
With a single thought, Riku raised a hand. The ghoul obeyed instantly.
If I can command the dead, I might survive. But what kind of monster am I becoming?
To survive, he needed to know what his new puppet could do. He commanded Riku to attack a broken wall. Flames erupted from the ghoul's hands. Jutsu still etched into its dead chakra coils.
They keep their jutsu. This is beyond puppetry. This is real power.
He moved through the smoldering village, eyes scanning for familiar faces among the dead. In a collapsed alley, a tall body lay against a crumbled wall. Daiki.
Daiki, you always said I'd die first on a mission. Look at you now.
Purple threads pierced Daiki's chest, and his eyes ignited with the same violet dead light. Asahi tested the second puppet, and water coiled into a dragon at Daiki's command. Their jutsu were his to deploy.
2 dead classmates on a leash. I am building an army for my own failures.
The system flickered into view once more, repeating its cold verdict. Survivors, 1. He found the third genin half buried under a collapsed roof. Another forgotten face from his squad.
Another piece for the collection. I barely remember your name.
The threads pierced faster now. The corpse arched, violet light blooming in dead eyes, and rose obediently.
3 puppets now. The cowardly, the arrogant, the indifferent, all mine to command.
He moved toward the academy ruins. There, his Jonin sensei lay, kunai still clutched in a stiff hand.
You said I'd never be a real shinobi. Now, you'll be my greatest weapon.
Purple chakra surged. The Jonin's body jerked upright. Veteran chakra flaring under necromantic control. Asahi stepped back. His full squad stood before him. 4 dead shinobi, eyes glowing with borrowed existence.
I feel nothing. No fear, no guilt. Just cold, empty power.
The system pulsed with a new, stark directive. Build your legion. Asahi moved through the ruble with his 4 ghouls. A silent parade of the dead. Civilians hid, but some emerged, desperate.
Asahi, you are alive. You have power. Please, we need your help. Your old squad, they're following you. You can command them. Protect us from the ghouls.
The other survivors, haggard and starving, watched with desperate hope. A mother clutched her child. A man wept openly.
Protect them? I am building a legion, not a shelter. They'll only slow me down. I don't have time for this. Find someone else to save you.
A survivor lunged forward, face twisted, Monster. You are worse than the ghouls.
Monster. Maybe. But I am alive, and that's the only thing that matters now.
He turned, his dead squad closing ranks behind him. Sakura's hand fell, fingers trembling, as the rain began to fall. Asahi disappeared into the smoke, and the word spread among the living. The Necromancer feared nothing, not even his own humanity. Days later, Asahi scavenged the Hokage office ruins. Under a burnt desk, a journal survived, pages charred but legible.
Why would a Hokage write about a god? The old man never mentioned anything like this.
The entry read, "The underground god grows restless. We offered shinobi chakra to the seal, but it demands more. Sacrifices must continue."
Sacrifices. They were feeding people to something, and then the apocalypse hit. Coincidence?
He remembered the system's cold message, survivors. 1. Was he chosen or cleared as the only usable vessel?
If this god caused the apocalypse, then the system that gave me this class is connected to it.
The journal mentioned a temple beyond the village cliffs, a sealed gate covered in faded sutras. He had to find it. As he tucked the journal away, a wounded Chunin crawled from the debris, kunai raised in a shaking hand.
You still have fight in you? Save it for the real monsters. I am hunting something bigger.
He turned away, the Chunin forgotten. The temple gate was his next target, and the truth behind the apocalypse. The system flickered unbidden, a new mission blazing in crimson. Ascend to the temple.
It knows exactly where I was heading. This isn't a tool, it's a leash.
He followed the cliff path until a massive stone gate loomed, sealed sutras pulsing with ancient chakra. He raised a hand. Behind him, his 4 ghouls stepped forward and unleashed their jutsu in unison. Flame, water, earth. The combined assault shook the cliff. The seal crackled, but held firm.
Not enough. 4 ghouls can't crack a seal built by Hokages. I need stronger dead.
The system pulsed again, its message almost mocking. Gather more souls. He turned his back on the gate. Somewhere in the ruins, Chunin and Jonin corpses waited, seasoned warriors with chakra still worth taking.
If strength of soul is all it takes, I'll strip every elite corpse in this wasteland.
The Necromancer descended back into the ruined village, eyes sweeping for fresh corpses. His legion was about to grow. In the market ruins, a Chunin ghoul fed on a corpse. Asahi signaled. His squad surrounded it, pinning the thrashing dead. Purple threads lashed out, piercing the Chunin's chest. Its red eyes flickered, then blazed violet as it rose, obedient.
A Chunin's chakra. Far denser than Genin. My army needs this quality, not quantity.
A figure stumbled from behind a broken cart. Sakura, face gaunt, eyes blazing with desperate fury.
Asahi, stop. Remember who you were. You were lazy. You were scared, but you weren't evil.
Her palm cracked across his cheek, his head barely turned. The sound echoed, but his eyes empty, still.
Her hand stings more than my face. But I feel no anger, no pity, nothing. I am already dead. The coward you knew didn't survive the apocalypse. I am what's left.
Sakura's tears broke. She stumbled back, a sob tearing from her throat, and fled into the ruins. He watched her go, then turned back to his growing legion. No hesitation, no backward glance. Asahi climbed the cliff again, his legion. Now, a dozen strong, marching behind with glowing violet eyes. He raised a hand. Fire, water, and earth jutsu hammered the sutras in unison. The gate screamed, then shattered inward. He stepped into a vast black hall, the air thick with malice. A giant seal on the floor pulsed with sickly purple light.
The system messages gone. No alerts, no missions, only silence.
Welcome, Necromancer.
That voice, not the system. It's the god, the one they sacrifice to.
The sealed floor cracked wider, violet chakra bleeding upward into a vast, half-lidded eye that filled the darkness.
I waited centuries for a soul pure enough to carry my necromantic seed. Your cowardice kept you perfect.
So my laziness really did save me, only to damn me. It chose me because I never activated my chakra.
The system flickered once, then died. The god's laughter rumbled, and the pillars of the ancient hall began to shake.
I unleashed the plague. Every shinobi who channeled chakra became my fuel for this world.
A final system message burned in the darkness. You are the chosen vessel.
Chosen, not by luck, but by design. I was always going to end up here.
I left only Necromancer active. Your untouched chakra was the perfect conduit for my rebirth.
2 weeks of laziness saved me from becoming a ghoul. Now it makes me a slave.
The god's eye contracted, the light dimming to a pinpoint. Accept, or your army tears you apart.
If you could just take any body, you wouldn't have set this up. What do you really want?
To be reborn, your necromancy binds souls. The vessel will be you.
I am not a pawn. I am the final piece. The apocalypse, the system, all built for this.
The god's laughter shook the pillars. Asahi stood unmoving, the truth settling into him like cold stone.
Merge willingly, and I grant you dominion over death beyond imagination. Refuse, and I take it by force.
Dominion. I know what that means. A cage. He'll hollow me out and wear my skin.
The god's will bled outward. Behind Asahi, his dozen ghouls shuddered. Violet eyes flickered, then blazed blood red.
You built this legion with my power. Every puppet is mine to command.
The red-eyed dead closed in, hands crackling with restrained jutsu. Asahi stood pinned between them and the god's open maw.
There's no way out, but I am not afraid. Not anymore.
And for the first time since the apocalypse, Asahi smiled. Not warm, but sharp, knowing.
Fine. I'll be your vessel. But on my terms, I'll find a way to bind you. Just like my dead.
The god's laughter thundered, sealing the pact. Asahi bowed his head, but behind closed eyes, a colder light burned. While the god waited, Asahi explored the temple's deeper chambers. Drawn by a cold pulse of familiar chakra, he found a vault lined with skulls, each branded with a necromantic sigil. Their owner's death echoed in the walls.
I am not the first. These are failed vessels. How many did it burn through?
From the shadows, translucent figures emerged. The past Hokages, bound to the seal as penance for their sins.
We fed it shinobi to keep it sealed. When we stopped, it broke loose and crafted this apocalypse to create you.
The ghost raised a hand. Asahi saw a vision of a ritual, a necromancer screaming as his body dissolved into violet dust.
He couldn't control the merge. The god consumed him from the inside. That won't be me.
He stared at the Hokage's sorrow. Is there a way to reverse the binding? To seal it inside me?
Only if you are the stronger will. All our necromancers were hollow men. You are different.
Then, I'll bind it just like my dead. This god thinks I am a vessel. I'll be the cage.
Asahi returned to the main hall, his legion filing in behind. Eyes once again their cold violet.
You return. I trust your exploration did not breed foolish hopes.
Only clarity. I am ready to become your vessel. Let us begin the ritual.
He knelt, head bowed, but his thoughts coiled like a viper. Behind him, the dead stood unnaturally still. The seal boiled. Dark chakra tendrils erupted, winding around Asahi's arms, chest, throat, cold as a grave.
Yes, open your chakra. Let me in, and we will become one.
Now. While it's distracted, I'll weave my own binding through the same threads.
Unseen, the violet eyes of his ghouls flared. Their chakra, his chakra, his chakra, began to flow in reverse, a silent current against the tide.
You called me a vessel, but every vessel can be turned into a cage. This time, you'll be the slave.
The temple shook. The god's laughter faltered for an instant, then roared louder, oblivious to the trap being set. The dark chakra stabbed inward, ice and fire through his veins. Asahi screamed, back arching, as the god's essence poured into him.
Yes, let the pain break you. The weak always crumble.
Outside the temple, the sky bled from dusk to a wounded black. Survivors looked up, sobbing, clutching each other.
What is he doing in there? This isn't survival. This is something terrible.
Number, not yet. I command you, channel everything into me. Don't stop, no matter what.
The ghoul's purple eyes blazed. Chakra surged along the threads, feeding Asahi's will against the god's invasion.
What are you doing? This is not submission. You are binding me.
Binding you, of course. I lied. Now you are mine.
The god's roar split the temple walls. Sakura watched the cliff shake, tears cold on her cheeks.
I can hold him. I have to hold him. Just a little longer.
The god clawed into Asahi's memories, flooding his mind with jeers from the academy. Coward, lazy, useless. A shadowy figure stepped from the darkness, a mirror of himself, slouched and terrified. The shadow whispered, "You'll always be this. Run, hide. It's what you do best."
Number, I won't run anymore. I'll use this weakness, make it my strength.
He pulled the shadow into himself. Violet light erupted as the two halves merged into one whole. As Asahi opened his eyes, now burning with a deeper, steadier purple, he felt complete.
What have you done? Your mind should have shattered.
The god's dark chakra recoiled. The binding threads wove tighter around its core.
You preyed on my shame, but I own it now. You have no foothold here.
And with that, the balance tipped. Asahi's will surged, and the god's screams grew desperate. Outside the cliff, Sakura scrambled up the path, lungs burning until a wall of violet-eyed ghouls blocked the gate.
Asahi, please, stop this. I know you are still in there.
Inside, her voice cut through the roaring chakra. Asahi's focus flickered. His grip on the binding threads wavered.
Yes, doubt. I feel it. Your bond to her weakens you.
The dark chakra surged, almost ripping free. The temple walls cracked overhead, dust showering down.
Sakura. She's the last thread to my old life. If I hold on, I lose everything. Goodbye, Sakura.
With a single deliberate act of will, he severed the connection. An invisible force shoved Sakura backward. She hit the ground, and the ghouls closed the breach. Her voice reached him no more. Asahi's eyes flared. Without distraction, his will clamped down, and the god's escape route vanished. The god, cornered, diverted its power toward the ghouls, trying to shatter Asahi's source of strength before the bind completed. But the violet threads had already woven through every corpse. Asahi's army glowed as one, a net of will too strong to break.
Impossible. Their souls were mine. I granted you this power.
You loaned it. I just changed the terms.
A final surge of purple chakra erupted from Asahi's chest, wrapping the god's essence like a chain. The god's massive eye fractured, its roars swallowed by a hurricane of collapsing chakra.
You wanted a necromancer to be reborn. Here I am, your new master.
The god's form was sucked inward, compressing into a screaming moat that slammed into Asahi's core. Silence crashed through the temple. The pillars stilled. The ghouls stood frozen, eyes burning steadier than ever. Asahi exhaled, and the seal was complete. The god was his. Stone ground, and the temple gate crumbled behind him. But Asahi walked forward, without a backward glance.
My skin, it's like chalk. And this weight on my head, a crown of chakra.
A wisp of black chakra coiled into a jagged crown above his brow, the mark of the god he now commanded. The system flickered one last time, red text blazing in the dust. Merge complete. Class, Necromancer, God.
So it's real. I am no longer just a survivor. I am the Necromancer god.
He raised an arm, and from the shadows of the fallen gate, his legion stepped forward. Dozens of violet-eyed dead in perfect formation. They stood as his throne, his legacy of despair, an army of former friends now eternal in his service.
This is what I wanted. No fear, no weakness, only power.
A bored half-smile crossed his face. The coward was gone, and in his place stood something the world had never seen. The system box lingered a final moment, then faded. Survivors, one after the temple's fall. Asahi walked the streets of his dead village, the sun rising weary over the ash.
This is what's left. Crumbled walls and silence.
His boot struck something metal, a cracked hidden leaf headband. Its symbol shattered under his heel.
The old me would have picked it up. Now it's just trash.
From broken windows, gaunt faces peered out. Survivors shrank back as a shadow passed.
They should fear me. I can raise their dead with a thought, but they aren't worth the effort.
He paused on the highest rubble pile, his army spreading out behind him like a stain on the world.
Finally, I'm not afraid of anything. Not of dying, not of failing, not even of being alone.
The wind carried only the creak of undead limbs. No friend, no rival, no god, only him. And in that hollow quiet, Asahi found his peace. From behind a shattered wall, Sakura watched the undead march past, a river of violet-eyed corpses. Asahi strode at the head, his chalk-white skin glowing faintly in the dawn. He did not glance her way.
He's really gone. The Asahi I knew died that first night. This is just a ghost wearing his face.
He raised an arm, and the army halted with perfect synchronicity. Not even a breath disturbed the silence. Then the red system box reappeared, pulsing softly before her eyes. Survivors. One. She no longer flinched. The irony. The only survivor was the one who had died inside. Asahi and his legion moved on, a tide of dead flesh, and she did not call after him. She turned, clutching a rusted kunai, and vanished into the crumbling shadows of what was once her home. The old world ended not with a bang, but with a shinobi who stopped caring. The sun climbed higher, gilding the ash. Asahi stood on the tallest ruin alone, his legion frozen below.
The warmth. I almost forgot what it felt like.
His expression flickered. Not a smile, but a ghost of something long dead.
Was that regret? Or just the memory of it, fading already?
He crushed the feeling before it could bloom, jaw tightening.
This is enough. More than the coward ever had. I won't ask for anything else.
He turned his back to the sun, facing the temple's scar on the cliffside.
The god is silent. My will is absolute. This is peace.
The wind stirred the dead below, but not a single ghoul moved without his command. And in that hollow quiet, the Necromancer god began his eternal reign. The sun climbed fully above the ruined spires, casting Asahi and his legion in gold and violet. From above, the dead stretched beyond the rubble, a sea of silent warriors, unmoving, eternal. The system box flickered awake once more, its final message staining the air. Class. Necromancer God, survivors. 1. Asahi watched the words burn, his face half-shadowed, the crown of chakra flickering above his brow. That cold smile, frozen in place, told the world everything. The camera pulled back, his silhouette shrinking against the dawn and the ocean of his army. No music, no voice. Only the wind and the creak of eternal bones. The message pulsed once, then dissolved into the void, and the image faded to black, leaving only the weight of what remained: one survivor, one god, and an army without end.